How's it going, everybody? It's your boy Swagkage, Naruto man, resident Naruto lore master, here to talk about what I think is a fairly interesting topic. Where I don't know if this is like the standard for what ifs now, so I don't want to call it that, but this isn't gonna be like a multi-part series.
Mainly on power scaling too, just very,
Yeah.
Who's
that?
Yeah, y'all guys saw the thumbnail and the title. What if Orochimaru stole Sasuke's body? This
That
was
ain't
a
Swag.
big
Who
thing
is that?
Part one.
Yeah, that was back when Orochimaru was like the guy, and as soon as
Did I miss him? Introducing somebody? No, he ain't introduced me yet. Who was that?
It's like Naruto lost that fight in the Valley of the End, it was like, oh wait, this is like a real possibility now. It went from like something Orochimaru wants to do to something that Orochimaru might like do, and I always thought it was really cool, and I've always wondered what would happen if he actually succeeded. I think everybody can agree that, like, obviously he'd be a problem, but we're here to talk
big
about
problem.
how much of a problem he'd be, because there are a lot of factors that I think people might miss, like on their first look, right? Like at first glance.
Like what?
Yeah, because people just think like, oh yeah, Orochimaru, Sharingan, whoop-de-doo. Like there's Madaras and there's Rinnegans and there's like six paths. Like what?
I mean, this whole concept brings up the question: what happens when Orochimaru takes over someone's body in general? You know what I'm saying? Because he had Kimimaro on lock before Kimimaro caught that cancer or whatever illness he had. He had Kimimaro on lock. He had, what's his name? Judo? Is that his name? And he had all them other people. Karin. He had all them on standby. He had Anko on standby as a potential, body replacement. Or, I mean, those are all just people that he gave a curse mark to. But the point of the curse mark is so that he can have potential people to take over if need be, or he just wanted their powers, but they're all potential body replacements. Yeah, like I said, that brings up the question of what happens when he does take over someone's body. We haven't really seen that before. I mean, we've seen it in the one shot where his arms was gone, right? And he took over that one dude's body who was like, I don't even remember what he looked like, but he was sitting in that chair, and then they unveiled his face and he had a new face. So he took over someone's body, but we don't know what that did for him. You know what I'm saying? And he looked like the person in that shot. And then eventually over time, he went back to looking like the Orochimaru that we all know. So I don't know. Do we get a power boost from it? I think the point is to gain like their Kekkei Genkai. But besides that, is there any benefit to it? I don't think that's ever been explained. I think we all just assumed, oh, he wants Sasuke to get the Sharingan eyes to be able to use his Kekkei Genkai of the Uchiha blood and use the Sharingan effectively. But I don't know if they ever introduced like, oh, when he takes over somebody's body, he get a power boost and he get a speed boost and like all these other amplifiers. I don't think that's ever been a thing. It's an interesting question to think about as we think about what if he gets Sasuke's body,
What's he gonna do, but it's very interesting. And I think one thing we have to point out real quick, and I think you have done videos on this, Seth has done videos on this, is that like Orochimaru in part one, you could argue either way, but at least from what we know, he's somewhat relative to the third Hokage. And
he is.
Kabuto and them think he can like handle most Kage anyways, because like Hiruzen was like the strongest at the time, even though he was like old and weakened. So this version of Orochimaru should already scale above that, because I don't think he would want to take a body and become weaker.
Right, exactly. You don't want to be weaker.
I don't think it's gonna power him down. I agree. If you want to downplay him, like at his absolute worst, like maybe you could say, okay, so like he's not getting weaker, but he's getting stronger than like sick Orochimaru. Like if you want to look at it from that angle, then like maybe
okay, here we go. They trying to explain right now what the question I just brought up, like what happens when he takes over a body. Obviously he doesn't get weaker, so right now they trying to surmise like, well, do you get more powerful, and kind of what ways do you get more powerful? So let's see what they got to say.
If you want to look at it from that angle, then like maybe he's not stronger than like prime Orochimaru or whatever, but I think that that's like a bit, I don't know if I want to say disingenuous, but I think that's definitely like, I don't think that's the right way to look at it, because Orochimaru was interested in taking Sasuke's body since part one. right?
Before he was,
Yeah, exactly. Like in the middle of the Chunin exams, Leaf Village invasion, like when he was at the top of his game, had Edo Tensei ready to go, you know, all this stuff. He still wanted Sasuke to come train with him so he could steal his body.
Yeah.
And
he wanted him to like fill in the Kimimaro role, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think it's fair to assume then that even if Orochimaru hadn't gotten weaker following his arms getting sealed, I think he still would have been powered up by getting into Sasuke's body. I just don't see like why he would get weaker. It would be really weird. Yeah. So
me neither. I don't see it neither.
It goes against his entire interest in Sasuke to begin with, you know.
So like bare minimum, yeah, he's at least like Orochimaru +1, like at the very least. And he worked really hard, so that's like a super low ball. He worked like really hard,
right,
to get to Sasuke. So I think that
+1 is crazy.
Like +1 is like a really
at least give him like +10.
But like even then, like even if we assume that like that's the level that he's at, he's still stronger than like all 5 Kage, stronger than most of the Akatsuki. So
the strongest Sanin. So
yeah, exactly.
What? Wait, hold on.
So still stronger than like all 5 Kage.
They saying if he gets a body, he becomes strong. Hold on, let me read here. Cause they ain't just say that if he gets Sasuke's body, he becomes stronger than all 5 Kage and the Akatsuki. That what I'm hearing? No, that ain't what I'm hearing.
It's like a really, really, really low ball. But like even then, like even if we assume that like that's the level that he's at, he's still stronger than like all 5 Kage, stronger than most of the Akatsuki. So
they said most. Okay, I thought he said, okay, he did say all 5 Kage, but I thought he said all the Akatsuki. Cause when you say all the Akatsuki, that brings in Obito and that brings in Pain. So that's kind of crazy to say all Akatsuki, but he didn't. He said most. So obviously he's excluding the top of Akatsuki. But even then, saying that he's more powerful than all the 5 Kage, that's kind of crazy too. I ain't gonna lie, cause the Kage, they got some heavy hitters.
Like all 5.
Cause hold on, cause they got Tsunade. He was fighting Tsunade, not Sasuke. Orochimaru was fighting Tsunade with his arms sealed away. So you could say that he become more powerful than her. Gaara don't have Shikaku anymore, but he's more powerful in Shippuden than he was back then. So is he more powerful with the Sasuke's body? Yeah, you could say that, I guess. Inoki is kind of crazy because his particle style is a one-hitter quitter, bro. That particle style can disintegrate everything. Mei is a sleeper. May be sleeping on y'all. Be sleeping on Mei, bro, because her lava style, her water vapor, whatever jutsu, that thing was giving Madara problems. So I mean, that boy can disintegrate through pretty much anything it touches. And then the Raikage, that nigga fast, bro. That nigga fast. He fast as fuck, boy.
I don't think you have any idea how fast I really am. I'm fast as fuck, boy.
Easy. I think the most powerful of the 5 Kage would be Inoki, and then the Raikage, and then after that I would put Gaara, just because Gaara has a lot of AoE, and then Mei's destructive power, like if her attacks hit you, the water vapor and all that, and the lava, if it touches you, you're pretty much dead. So she be like getting underplayed for real. And then Tsunade, you know, she's strong and all that. But then I can't even, okay, because if any of their attacks touch you, you're gonna die. So I can't even say that for like as a pro for Mei, because if Tsunade's punches touch you, you're gonna die too. If the Raikage punches hit you and connect, you're gonna die too. Inoki, his disintegration, is that how you say it? I think I'm saying his name wrong. Inoki, I think that's it. See, I'm second guessing myself. If his particle style touch you, you're dead. Gaara, if his sand gets a hold of you, he's suffocating you, he's gonna sand cough you, you're dead too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if any of them touch you, they're all lethal. So I can't even really rank him now. Besides Inoki, because his particle style is pretty busted, and he could probably 1v1 all the other Hokage. I mean, not Hokage, Kages, but everybody else is kind of hard to rank because they're all super deadly. They're all super lethal. You know what I'm saying? So if they get their hands on you, it's pretty much a wrap. So saying that Orochimaru is more powerful, I can see it in some people, and then other people is like, all right, give me some evidence.
Kage stronger than most of the Akatsuki. So,
the strongest Sanin. So
yeah, exactly.
So that should I guess, set the tone for this video, set the scale. Obviously, he would take Sasuke's body after the years of training, so part 2 Sasuke, and base Sasuke before absorbing Orochimaru was like already putting Naruto in genjutsus and just like, you know, saying, hey, Nine Tails,
he was crazy, like for real, like obviously, like Sasuke's not like, you know, like top of the line Naruto ninja or whatever. Like you got people like Minato or whatever who, sure, but like, so like you look at it in the context of like what you know about Naruto up to that point, and this guy's like,
he was definitely Jonin level.
And like you know, he blitzes Yamato, right? Like Yamato can't do anything about it. His exact words in response to seeing Sasuke move are, he's fast, so he's already way above Jonin level. And
that's what I'm saying. He's at like minimum, you know, like Jonin.
Shortly after this, like this same,
he's definitely Jonin.
A little bit of training, goes and kills one of the Akatsuki, and he still thinks. By the way, we talked about this. Seth and I, in our Sasuke versus the Akatsuki video, Naruto still doesn't think he's caught up to Sasuke yet after he kills Kakuzu with the Rasen trick. And this is pre-Orochimaru absorption Sasuke too. Like, Naruto doesn't know that he's gotten stronger yet. So
right, that's true. Plus, I mean, I know this is kind of a weird argument to make, but even though he barely caught the W against Deidara with, you know, Orochimaru absorptions, the only thing that may have added is a tiny power boost, extra stamina, and poison resistance. So even like base Sasuke with the Sharingan after those years of training would have still put up a fight against Deidara, and he's like no joke either. So, you know,
like the thing is, like, the only way Deidara wins that fight is by killing himself. So it's not really even a W, it's like a double KO.
A double KO, yeah. So
and like before that happened, Sasuke was like he had every advantage. Deidara was on the back foot. Yeah, you know, like he couldn't do anything to Sasuke, so like he like straight up like rage quit DC from the match and killed himself. I mean, he actually got like so mad, he started laughing and blew himself up. So
yeah, so I mean, if you're like a Deidara fanboy, like, you know, maybe you could argue that he could still win.
Deidara's cool. I like Deidara, man.
But at the same time, though, Sasuke pre-Orochimaru absorption isn't going out like a chump, you know. So
the interesting thing about this, I think, too, is that Sasuke later says himself that Orochimaru, without any sickness to worry about, would have been stronger than him. Like, he wouldn't have been able to handle that. And Orochimaru's sickness was the only reason he was able to overpower him.
It was like the
and that's a fact.
Storm, like Sasuke attacked at the perfect time. Yeah,
that's a fact. So this implies that
when Sasuke beat I was about to call him Orochimaru. When Sasuke beat Itachi had stage 4 terminal cancer. He was legally blind. He was on death's door. So Sasuke beat up a terminally ill blind man. Like, okay, like that's not that impressive, bro. Like, it's not that impressive. I mean, it is impressive because that's Itachi, but Itachi, bro, like, he was so weakened. Like, it's not really a W like that. Like, you caught him at death's door and then just help the Grim Reaper open up the door some more. Like, you ain't really do much. Like, his body was already beating him up before you got there, you know what I'm saying? So it's not that big of an accomplishment, but at the same time it is, because it is Itachi, but at the same time it's not.
Yeah, exactly. So this implies then that this same Sasuke that we've been jerking off for the past 5 minutes, that's like still inferior to base no Sharingan Orochimaru. Okay, so like now, we haven't even gotten to the actual like Uchiha amp that he gets yet. So like, take this that we've been talking about, you know, like this, like and move the goalposts like further up. Like, now Orochimaru is even stronger than that. So then you take this guy who's like stronger, like pretty significantly, because like it would have to be like by a significant margin for Sasuke to be like, yeah, I straight up couldn't have killed him if he wasn't sick, right? Like, it wasn't like, oh, it would have been a close fight, or I think I could have done it. It was like, no, he would have beaten me. So like, I think that the difference would have been fairly large. So you take that, and now, okay, so Orochimaru's probably a problem that like the whole Akatsuki would be worried about right now. Now people like Obito, Pain, Itachi can probably still handle this Orochimaru, like again without the amps. But then now you give him like a Sharingan and like all this other stuff, like just a base Sharingan, no Mangekyo yet. But it's like, well, now he starts to get a little bit like, scary. Now he starts to turn into a problem
with that. Yeah,
it's hard to like place him, like.
He one of them.
Like power scale wise, like where he'd be here, cause like I mean you could just say, oh, he gets like a standard Sharingan amp, but
I don't know. I think he might get more than that.
Simple, because like I think that Sasuke was like. It's hard to explain. Like, I don't know if I would say that Sasuke was like physically more powerful or anything like that than like Prime Orochimaru, but I think he gets a lot out of just like having like an Uchiha body and like the Sharingan, like and all this stuff. Like I think that like Orochimaru was able to adjust to the new bodies that he took really quickly. Like that one guy, like the one dude with the white hair who he takes at the end of part one.
Yeah. Like, that's who I was thinking of earlier in the video. I was thinking of I was trying to give an example of who Orochimaru took over, and it was this person right here. I don't know their name, but this is who I was imagining. I was trying to think like where in the series, what part in the series did he take over his body? But this is who I was talking about though.
The one dude with the white hair who he takes at the end of part one. Like that dude, like you don't see like any of him in Shippuden. Like Orochimaru's just turned that body into his own by then.
Yeah, he turned it back into himself.
I think it would be more than like a simple like Sharingan buff. I think like Orochimaru would take all of Sasuke's abilities, like his lightning affinity, and like really, you know, like take advantage of them and push them to their limit and stuff.
Right, because it's not like he's taking a Kakashi body with like the Sharingan and it has like no mesh whatsoever. He's taking a prime Uchiha body after like years of training with the Sharingan. So it's like,
yeah, exactly.
That should, you know, be enough. And one thing I want to get like your opinions on, and we kind of discussed a little bit of it, you know, before this call off air, and I also want the commenters to kind of like get in on this too, is there's an anime only scene where like Kabuto and Orochimaru, sick Orochimaru by the way, are talking about like, yeah man, if you get like Sasuke's body, not only will you like destroy the 5 Kage, but like the entire continent will bow down before you. and I mean, you and I were discussing right off the bat that like, yeah, that makes sense, because like Orochimaru before, you know, getting sick and the whole Grim Reaper still was already like, you know, hey Hiruzen, I'm gonna like fight you and I'm pretty sure I can beat you. We'll see though. You know, that means he would already body the 5 Kage anyways, you know what I mean? Or at least, you know, one-on-one, however you want to, you know, go with it. So that makes sense. But the entire continent, that's interesting. We know Kabuto is aware of most of the Akatsuki members, so like, what's your opinion on that? Like,
so Itachi and Pain are like a little bit weird. And I actually think that whether or not Orochimaru can do anything against Itachi is relevant in this scenario, because like, assuming that Orochimaru successfully takes Sasuke's body, well, the first thing that he has to worry about is Itachi's like there, like frame one at his hideout, Itachi is showing up and he's gonna kill Orochimaru.
Kabuto's like walking out the door and just gets watched.
yeah, exactly. Like Genjutsu lockdown. And now I think that even if you give Orochimaru like all of these benefits, it's hard to say that he takes out Itachi, because like, now depending on how you want to interpret the
Itachi's so powerful, bro. It's just hard to fight him in general.
Massacre and the beginning of the series, you may be able to assume that like Orochimaru trained in between like throughout this period of time and got significantly more powerful, but it's unquantifiable. So I mean, like if it's kind of hard to say whether or not the possibility is relevant, but the fact is that Orochimaru tried to fight Itachi, little baby kid Itachi, and got bodied, like
straight
he
body.
got beat so bad that he literally had to quit the Akatsuki. And any amount of training that you want,
my boy ran him out the Akatsuki.
Stronger, you obviously have to apply to Itachi, and Itachi was a lot younger, so his room for improvement was, of course, a lot greater. Now, granted, this is a substantial amp, but gets an amp, like all of a sudden he'd be able to like win. Like that was a really big like gap in power that like that was present there. Like Orochimaru went from wanting to steal Itachi's body, like that being his like goal, to like he gets caught in one genjutsu and suddenly like he's not about any of it anymore.
Yeah, he's just like that one gift with that dude. The deuces, it just disappears, you know? He's just like,
yeah. So, like, I think that Itachi's probably still out of his grasp. Sick Itachi is...
Bro, Itachi gotta be, like, one of the most powerful people in the whole Naruto verse. Excluding Boruto. I'm not talking about Boruto. I haven't watched Boruto. I don't really plan on watching it. But that's a whole nother thing. But I'm talking like Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. Itachi gotta be like one of the most powerful people in that verse. The fact that this Itachi right here, that's coughing up blood, stage 4 terminal cancer, my boy is blind in both eyes. That Itachi will still body Orochimaru, bro. That Itachi will still body Tsunade, will still body some of the Kage. So just imagine him healthy. Imagine him healthy, bro. Like he's literally one of the top people in the entire verse.
Like a little bit different because like, yeah, he's not physically that much of a threat, but you do still have to worry about the Susanoo, and it's like, would Orochimaru be able to outlast Itachi's very limited stamina and like not get stabbed by the Totsuka blade? It's kind of like, I don't know, man. And like Pain was also like, I mean, I've talked about this so many times before, but like Pain was no joke. Like Naruto went in there with like every bit of data he could have possibly had on Pain. Sage mode, amp, prep time with like 2 clocks in the background, gathering sage energy.
Yep.
Nine Tails chakra gets unleashed because Hinata almost dies. Minato restores his chakra. Pain had just fought the whole village and blown up the whole village.
And Naruto still can't fight him one-on-one.
So
still
he's, like, weaker, like all these things. And Naruto still barely scraped by with the W. So like the guy's a monster. You know, you got 6 bodies to worry about. Shibaku Tensei, Chaotic Shinra Tensei, Soul Steel, all these things. I don't think Orochimaru's quite there yet, at least not without some training. I think that like with enough time, like with Sasuke's body, I think that maybe he could push himself to that level, because it's not like he's a chump or whatever, but it's that like people like at that strength, it's just like with a base Sharingan, I don't see Orochimaru being able to pull it off. What do you think?
No, I agree with you. I mean, we'll talk about some other amps that he could possibly get in a second, but like right now where we're at, without like training, body modifications, or possibly, you know, higher versions of the Sharingan, I don't really see him going anywhere. I mean, we know he can take out guys like, you know, the Raikage, he'd be like around that area because he was already, you know, around that area.
Yeah, maybe like with Genjutsu or something.
So
he could definitely take him out.
You know, and then like Sasori too. Like that's interesting because they kind of like a little rivalry there. Like imagine Sasori just getting like bodied by Orochimaru and Sasuke.
That's funny.
I mean, Hidan and Kakashi might be in trouble, but I mean, we'll talk about that like in another video. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that Orochimaru takes out like all of them, like pretty much everybody except for like Obito, Pain, and Itachi get handled.
Yeah.
Like all the Kage are done. Obviously, like Naruto, Kakashi, and them, like who cares?
Tsunade might be some trouble. I don't know. You know?
I think that probably not. You know, Kabuto did beat her, so.
That's not fair, bro. That was part 1, bro.
Now I know, like, before people get mad, like, yeah, there was, like, the whole blood, like, phobia thing, but, like, she's still lost to Kabuto. So,
She did lose to him.
that, like that's still on the record. It's not like stricken. Yes, she was like nerfed, but like she still lost to Kabuto, Orochimaru's henchman. Like I think Orochimaru with a Sasuke amp would be fine.
Yeah,
Bro, she yelled at Madara and lived to tell about it, man. You know, so
her feats against Madara are crazy, but like I don't see it.
right. Okay. Seriously,
We can also talk about like Jiraiya too. Like a lot of people see Orochimaru and Jiraiya as like rivals. Realistically, I think Orochimaru's stronger because like I've talked about this before, and I talked to MJ about it before we started recording. Jiraiya states that he almost got killed by Four-Tail Naruto, and then like Orochimaru just fights an older version of the same Naruto.
that is true. He did do that. I forgot about
You
that.
assume both versions of Four-Tail Naruto are equal. Orochimaru's performance, like, it's just blatantly superior to Jiraiya's here. So, now granted, Jiraiya didn't have like Sage mode, but I don't know. Something tells me Orochimaru's not letting.
I mean, Orochimaru didn't need
mode.
Sage mode.
well, not to mention in part 1, I know like the whole thing with Jiraiya and all that stuff. It's like he wasn't even like thought of when they're like, oh yeah, Orochimaru's like coming after the students, and you know they're like, only if Minato was here, like only if like no one even like wants to like say, hey Jiraiya, like go get your homeboy, you know, but like
like Jiraiya was there, like training Naruto, and they're just like, oh man, if Minato was here. Yeah, we
or like
dang,
Kage were like a few years younger, you know, Hiruzen or something like that. But it's just, like he's not even like in the equation to combat like Orochimaru and this.
You don't even bring him up
onslaught,
to like
so.
get rid of the Sound 4 barrier. I don't know. That's kind of.
Hiruzen's just like, yeah, I guess I'll have to handle this myself.
Yeah, like Jiraiya's like, hey man, if only I had some help. And he's just like, oh, okay, I guess.
Well, okay, like Jiraiya aside, let's go back to Itachi, because one thing that we have to bring up is Itachi wasn't necessarily going all out against Sasuke when he was sick. So the idea
That's
here
the
is
thing.
that he would most likely be bloodlusted, right? Like right up, ready to go. So
Yeah, I think that like bloodlusted Itachi probably takes this Orochimaru to town. And it's not like a situation where he's fighting a bunch of people at once and his stamina gives out. Like he just has to kill Orochimaru is the thing. So like I know Totsuka Blade GG is like annoying. It's kind of a meme, but I think it actually applies here. And with Pain, same deal. Shibaku Tensei GG.
right.
Now it gets a little more interesting, I think, when you give him the Mangekyo Sharingan, because that's like a big amp. Like
but who's Mangekyo? Did he get wait? If he takes over Sasuke's body, he gets Sasuke's Mangekyo, right? And Sasuke's Mangekyo is the Blaze ability, right? Blaze control. What other powers he get with it? I think that's it. He gets Blaze release and Blaze control. Those are his 2 powers that he gets with I was about to say Madara, that he gets with Mangekyo. Yeah, Blaze release and Blaze control. Yeah, those are his 2 powers. Yeah. So if Orochimaru gets that, ooh, that's tough. That's tough.
Because that's like a big amp. Like a big amp. Like just having the Mangekyo Sharingan made Sasuke in his base like equal to stronger than, according to Karin, his Curse Seal 2 state, which is according to Jirobo, 10 times amp.
Dang.
I think more than a 10 times amp, if I'm remembering correctly. And Kimimaro and Sasuke have the strongest curse seals. So
you get a 10 times amp
that Sasuke
plus
has
Blaze release,
an
plus Susanoo
unquantifiably higher than 10 times amp. Just from being like base Sharingan after unlocking the Mangekyo Sharingan. That's huge for Orochimaru, right? Now the question is like, how would he be able to do it? Because I don't know if he'd like like I feel he's a pretty like sociopathic, like emotional.
Wants his tongue out, bro.
I don't know what could prompt him to
A little freaky ass tongue,
like
man.
just the joy of finally accomplishing his goal and getting the Sharingan would be so strong that he just like get MS immediately after getting Sasuke's body. I don't know, but like that aside, you kind of have to use your imagination to think of how he gets it. But let's just assume that he has it. So I still don't know if he would be able to like beat like a full power Itachi, but I don't think that him beating like sick Itachi is out of the question anymore. Like especially with all his like especially when you like, it's not like MS Sasuke, like 5Kage Summit Sasuke versus Itachi at this point. It's like Orochimaru with 5Kage Summit Sasuke's powers versus Itachi, and that's like
poison resistance plus insane stamina training. You know,
at this point he can beat sick Itachi.
Deal with like the Kakashi thing where like, oh, he's a non-Uchiha trying to use Sharingan, because like technically he is, but he's in Sasuke's body. It's not a transplant. So you know, like he's fine. And
yeah,
we also talked about this before, but even if you want to give the Raikage every benefit of the doubt possible, after his fight with Sasuke, where Sasuke got like ambushed, by the way, taken completely by surprise, that fight was gonna end with A dying because he like jumped straight into the Amaterasu. I don't know whether he would have broken through the Susanoo or not, but even if you say he would have, he still would have died. So like Sasuke there would have like tied with the Raikage, and like we already explained why like Orochimaru in base is stronger than that. So like you give him all of Sasuke's tools, and it's like, yeah, like now he's not even on, like he's not even in the same tier, like not even on the Kage's radar anymore. I should say the Kage aren't on his radar anymore. It's really just a question of whether or not he can deal with these like really high tier like Akatsuki members, and I think that he probably can, right? Because he's like, so he's got like, and now it's up in the air again, but like he's got the Susanoo now, right? Like he's got like Sasuke's like base amp, he's got all of his other stuff, like he
got Sage Mode still
would be usable.
Edo Tensei,
he could probably use every chakra nature if he wants, but
he's busted at this point.
He can use lightning and fire pretty easily.
I just thought about something. Imagine Itachi, like sick Itachi, coughing up blood with his little hanky hanging out his chest, going up against like Orochimaru with MS like 5Kage Summit Sasuke powers with the Susanoo over him, guarding him, and then he has like Tobirama and Hashirama in front of the Susanoo.
like if you give him like Edo Tensei there, it's like, like I don't know what, like so like if the Susanoo's fully evolved, like I think Itachi's done for. Pain is like iffy, but I'm pretty sure if you give Orochimaru Edo Tensei, he can definitely do it. Like with no Edo Tensei, it's like questionable, but like with them there, or like with other people he wants to revive there, like now
he literally got the first and second Hokage. He got it, bro.
So like if he gets MS, I actually think Orochimaru just like beats the game and like takes over the world, because who does he have to worry about after that? Like Obito, I guess. And like it depends on how strong you think Obito is at that point, I guess. So like if you look at
this point, it's just a matter of can he overcome Obito's Kamui, and that's it. That's the only thing he had to worry about, because Obito isn't like a master genjutsu user. It's just Kamui. Can he overcome his Kamui or not?
I think Obito is at that point, I guess. So like if you look at Sasuke's fight with Danzo, like Sasuke's struggling, but he's eventually able to win. But like Obito's just sitting there like, I could just go in at any time and like end Danzo. It would be whatever. He's got like all these crazy feats of like Jinchuriki are like immune to genjutsu. We like the first time we learn about this, like it's specifically in response to a Sharingan genjutsu, and Obito just like controls Yagura for years and nobody even knows. Like it's so convincing and so like thorough with like I don't even know what jutsu he used. I guess it was just regular Mangekyo genjutsu to like mind control him. And I mean that's the big thing too, right? Is like the Kamui part. Like how do you hit him? I don't think Orochimaru would even
it's the Kamui part.
Fucking damage him.
this is said multiple times. I think once after the Pain fight and once after the 5 Kage Summit arc, Obito like mentions to like Zetsu like, yeah, if Sasuke gets out of hand, I'll just like end him or something like that. So we know he's not afraid of like taking on any version of Sasuke at that point with the Susanoo and the arrow and the Amaterasu.
If it's
like
after the 5 Kage Summit too, then that means he was like fine with dealing with EMS Sasuke with like no Rinnegan. So
yeah. I mean, dude, I know we're talking about like maybe here that Obito could possibly lose depending on what you give Orochimaru, but at the end of the day, dog, Obito is someone who showed up and like started battling like multiple versions of KCM Naruto, got like Rasengan straight to the fucking face, or Rasen Shurikens to the face, was thrown around all over the battlefield.
He's cracked
on most of the
Obito was cracked
by himself, because there's like a lot of scenes, especially in the anime, where Madara's just like watching.
yeah, where like Madara's watching Obito do all the work, like
And then this dude is just getting like thrown around, fights Kakashi, gets stabbed multiple times, gets his body like Zetsu weird thing going on.
What is that?
He is off the charts.
Why did that even happen?
So you know that thing like where like all Jinchuriki die if they have one Biju taken out? Obito has 9 of them taken out at the same time.
Still alive.
Well, no, I guess not 9. I guess he didn't actually have Gyuki and Kurama in him. So technically, he only had 7 taken out at once. 8 if you also count the 10 tails as a 7.
But you're supposed to die after 1.
This is like,
and he's still alive.
like, devastating procedure.
This dude wasn't dying, bro. No matter what. It took like Kaguya to kill him or something.
Yeah, like Kaguya had to shoot him with her like insta-kill like attack that like disintegrates you for him to die.
The interesting thing about this is if like this version of Orochimaru kills Itachi, Itachi takes his eyes, you know, you have an Orochimaru with Itachi's eyes, you know, you have all these years of training, modification to the body, Sharingan.
Well,
and
yeah,
also,
so that's the other thing I guess we didn't even talk about EMS, right? Like if he has EMS and he's like EMS Sasuke level, I think then
that's true.
Like,
yeah.
Wait, like with Edo Itachi? Yeah, Obito's fucked. That's yeah. So like base MS Orochimaru with like no Edos struggles against Obito, but yeah, like if he's actually already killed Itachi, Obito has a really hard time, and by a really hard time I mean he loses. But where we're about to go is like even crazier than that. So yeah, I'll let you continue. My bad. I just felt like
no, yeah, you're fine.
Does he get Rinnegan after this?
You know,
well, I guess he can because Sasuke got
like
it.
I just said, and an interesting statement from Kabuto is the fact that when he's like conversing with Madara, like right before the Shinobi Alliance versus Madara scene, he's like, I am merely testing out a hypothesis, like from many years of experiments by Lord Orochimaru and myself. And what they're talking about is the Rinnegan and how he awakened it, and how like what Madara being there, what Madara is doing pretty much confirmed their experiments. So Orochimaru has years of Rinnegan, you know, experimentation and training and stuff like that. So it's, if he gets the Rinnegan, bro, if he awakens it,
and the thing
it's over. It's over for everybody.
Because it's not like he has to like steal it from Nagato, which he could do, but it's not like that's the only avenue he has. Because if he gets Sasuke,
wait, how did Sasuke? Yeah, because Sasuke awakened it too, right? I forgot exactly how he awakened it, but he did awaken it.
The only avenue
was it the Sage, the 6 Paths? That awakened it.
Sasuke's body. He like convenient. Like this falls in his lap. Like he's like the luckiest guy ever. But he just gets the body of the reincarnation of Indra, and all he needs is some Hashirama cells, and then like boom, right? Like and he's already because he's like he made Yamato. He gave Danzo the Izanagi arm, so like he's fine. Right,
he got the cells. That's a fact.
Is just inject some like Hashirama chakra like into his vein. Like he doesn't even have to do like the wood style surgery, because you know that there's maybe some people who are gonna be like, well, why doesn't he use wood style then? Because like we know the procedure like kills people or whatever. Like maybe he doesn't even have to do that. Maybe he just like injects like some of Hashirama's chakra into his body or whatever. But like boom, he has the Rinnegan, and he doesn't have any of the stamina problems that Obito did. He can use both of them fine because those are now his Rinnegan, like in his eyes.
Yeah.
So like I think even if he has like the Rinnegan, I legit do still see like prime Madara and Hashirama probably being able to like take him out, but like where are they? Like they're gone. Like nobody
they long gone
back, and like
they've been dead.
Who the fuck would? Orochimaru certainly wouldn't. He doesn't need like them to help. And at this point anyway, Orochimaru probably knows better than to try and go get Hashirama like out of the Reaper's belly. So like he wouldn't do that. Like there's really no chance. I mean, Madara is like maybe Orochimaru would do it, but like I don't know. And I think Edo Madara could like probably still maybe handle like I don't know, no, like because this Orochimaru is really
no, bro.
strong.
If we talk about Orochimaru with EMS, Madara is not beating him, bro. Madara is not beating him. Madara is powerful, but Orochimaru with EMS is absolutely destroying him, bro. Absolutely.
And
yeah, I mean,
like as much as I like Madara, I don't think that Edo Madara would be able to do it. Like if he has a perfect Susanoo, then yeah, I think that's GG for like everybody.
yeah, that's true. I mean, at that point, you might need, and I think people may hate me for saying this, but you might need like 10 Tails Jinchuriki characters or like 6 Pass characters to actually take him out.
No, like straight up, because so like I think the best way to like put it is like you imagine like Sage Kabuto, like how strong he was, right? And then you imagine that he's like even stronger to begin with, and then you give him a Rinnegan and you say that he, like that's his Rinnegan.
You know what's a good way of looking at it?
Yeah.
Is you take Hiruzen, who had probably one of the best showcases in the entire war, like alongside like Naruto and them.
Yeah.
You have like Hiruzen, right? Old man Hiruzen, 100% full power, doesn't hold back. Give him the perfect Susanoo. Give him all of the Rinnegan abilities. Give him the Sage Mode amp. Give him the EMS amp.
Yeah.
Poison resistance. He can regenerate.
And like he's also bloodlusted all the time and has like no moral compass and like doesn't have like the Edo Tensei nerf, but also probably still has like unlimited chakra anyway because he has crazy stamina because he's Orochimaru.
Do we need to say more? Like, should we stop?
No, I mean it's
like,
over.
Oh yeah, all this is just wank. Like, yeah, he gets beat by Itachi.
No, Itachi
Like,
got beat a long time ago.
To say he even gets the Rinnegan, but like, is it really? Because like he's in.
No, it's not, because like they said, he's the one who gave Yamato the powers. He's the one who figured out the surgery for the wood style, which is what Hashirama sells. He's the one who gave Danzo the arm. He's the one who spread around all these Hashirama cells. If it wasn't for him, I don't even think Madara would have Hashirama cells if it wasn't for old boy, for Orochimaru. He's the one, he got Hashirama cells. This is one of his things, he has it. So for him to get the Rinnegan, and he knows all about the Sharingan. He knows, you know what I'm saying? Him and Kabuto was plotting on this for a long time. He got a lot of information about the Sharingan. So he would know that, okay, the Rinnegan is the next evolution. And he would put it together that I need Indra reincarnation or Indra bloodline. Hashirama is part of the Senju, is part of the Indra bloodline. He would put all that together, bro. So that's not a stretch for him to get the Rinnegan at all.
But like, is it really? Because like he's in Sasuke's body, so it's like,
yeah. I mean, also like you mentioned before we even started recording, is that Kabuto's statement about the entire like nation bowing down to him may not even be capped, because that Kabuto by that point should have knowledge of the Rinnegan, because they mentioned years of experimentation. So it's like,
I think that what would happen is he would try to mess around with Hashirama's chakra, and then boom, the Rinnegan would just happen.
The Rinnegan would just happen, yeah. I mean, like you mentioned earlier, a lot of this goes off of like just Itachi's motive. Like whatever Itachi's course of action is shaped up like this entire what if, because either Orochimaru hides out in seclusion and is able to train, you know, modify Sasuke's body, you know, does the whole Hashirama injection, chakra, etc., right? or Itachi shows up straight up like as soon as he takes Sasuke's body, and then Orochimaru gets clapped, so he doesn't get a chance to do all that shit. You know, so it really depends on like Itachi's course.
So he's gatekeeping them,
because
Itachi is gatekeeping them.
Hideout and just do what he did to like Kabuto, like immediately activate like Susanoo and just be like, let's go. You know, so.
I think the only thing that's really like iffy is whether or not he can get Sage Mode. I don't think that it's that outrageous. But if you want to throw that out, I guess you can. I still think he's like borderline unstoppable. Like if you give him Sage Mode, I think like that's where you need like the 6 paths characters. Before that, I don't know. Like it's maybe like you could probably still handle him with like full power Hashirama and stuff. But like once you give him the Sage Mode, that's when he's like completely untouchable.
Orochimaru, you know, he's him, man. He's really him.
And I think also too, like at this point, if Orochimaru does get Sage Mode, he's probably gonna go like round up the remaining Biju, because like what's stopping him from like running up on Naruto and getting the 9 tails and the Geto Mazo? Because now he has a Rinnegan, so he can summon it. So
that's true.
What's stopping him from stealing the 8 tails and the 9 tails and the Geto Mazo and getting 6 paths powers of his own and like literally being unstoppable?
I mean,
that's true. Nothing's stopping him.
Talked enough about this. The idea here is that if
really it was over once he hit Mangekyo Sharingan. Like the Sharingan boost was crazy. Once he got to Mangekyo, it was pretty much a wrap for everyone except for like select few people in the Naruto verse. Everybody else, he watches them. So then to go from Mangekyo to EMS, it was just downhill. Like even the very top 1% of most powerful users in the Naruto verse, they can't stand EMS Orochimaru, man. So it was really over, bro. It's really over.
I guess realistically, if you don't count Rinnegan, if you don't count Sage Mode, you know, Mangekyo Sharingan Orochimaru is probably like Itachi level, maybe a little bit higher. So yeah, I think that's like the realistic level. But if you want to give him like Rinnegan and Sage Mode, then
that's when he gets
up to, you could amp him up to like full power Madara, like 10 tails Obito, I guess.
Yeah.
If y'all like this video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'm gonna be doing some more reactions to Swagkage's content, so stay tuned if you like this. I like Swagkage. We did some earlier reactions on my channel from before, like a year ago, or even before that. Like I think when I just started my channel, I did some reactions to him. But yeah, I like his content, man. And Naruto is like one of my favorite anime, so I'm always down to see that. So yeah, if y'all like this video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see y'all on the next one. I'm out.
Promise you I'm not the one, I burn in the sun. Can't shake the thought of me, you know I'm the one.